Here's all the latest on the Xiaomi Mi 10 launch, which was going to be very soon, but of course, some difficulties in China right now, which has affected things. Both Lei Jun and Lu Weibing in China have said that there are going to be some big difficulties with production and the launch of this series. As for the actual launch of these products, which is usually handled in a big auditorium now at Xiaomi's facilities in Beijing, a lot of people are saying that this now is going to be an online only event. It was initially scheduled for the first 2 weeks of February. This might still be the case, but not a big launch event with lots of press. An online only event could be the option that Xiaomi take. Just as a side note, Samsung's event for the 11th of February in New York is still scheduled. Samsung have moved their production out of China now, so they shouldn't be affected too much, although they probably do have some components that are still manufactured in China before they get put into phones elsewhere. The whole industry will be affected by what's going on right now. Some more information about the Mi 10 Pro. A while back now, a boss over at Xiaomi shared a screenshot of a phone he had been using, and this of course was the Mi 10 Pro. So users online in China mocked up this screenshot from the Mi 10 Pro onto a different phone that is available already, the Oppo Reno 3 Pro. That phone also has a top left position cutout. That will be the same as the Mi 10 Pro, and it also has curves on the sides too, the same as the Mi 10 Pro. So we can really get a good idea of what the Mi 10 Pro will look like. But the design, the thickness, the design on the back is all going to be different, obviously, because Xiaomi and Oppo do design their phones to look different. More information on Xiaomi's Mi Mix 4 phone, which is possibly coming. All the limelight was stolen by Xiaomi's Mi Mix Alpha, which is just a crazy phone with that awesome design. The Mi Mix 4 was rumored but forgotten about. It looks like it may be coming at some point. For right now, all the information we have is that the display would feature a hole punch cutout and would go to a quad HD resolution with 120Hz refresh rates. That is what is rumored for the device. Apart from that, we know it will definitely have the flagship Snapdragon 865. Of course, right now we have the Mi 10 series that will take all the limelight. But in my opinion, it does make sense for Xiaomi to maybe use the Mix brand as a more normal type of device. Maybe launch it around the autumn time. We both have Samsung and Huawei who launch 2 flagships each year, one in the spring and one in the autumn. And because of Huawei's problems outside of China, Xiaomi might be looking to fill up some of the space left by those sales and launch a second type of flagship phone in the autumn, just like Samsung and Huawei do. That is just my opinion, but it does make a lot of sense for me if Xiaomi used the Mix device more like a second flagship. And if you're interested in the Redmi K30, we actually got some benchmark results from that device telling us that this thing is going to be coming very soon too. Very different from the Mi 10 range this year. This is going to be one of the cheapest, most affordable flagship Snapdragon 865 devices you can buy. But because of that, there are going to be quite a few compromises made in that phone. Firstly, there are lots of rumors about some prototype devices of the Redmi K30 right now, with some slightly bewildering specs. The first one is that a very good thing, it's using an OLED display. However, slightly strangely, the prototype units right now don't have high refresh rate screens, they're stuck at 60Hz. The other rumor is that the display is completely bezel-less, so no water drop notch, no cutout for the selfie camera, so we have to assume that this is put into a pop-up. That would carry on the design from the K20 series, which also used pop-up cameras for the selfie camera. However, that design in general has been completely thrown out by virtually all other OEMs right now. It is a slightly strange decision by Redmi. Most people will be glad for the OLED display, but not having any high refresh rate on that screen is slightly strange considering that on the Redmi K30 and K30 5G, they ditched the OLED displays for LCD displays because they moved to the high refresh rates. It's almost like Redmi tied their own hands behind their back when they ditched OLED for LCD, telling us that it was because of these high refresh rates. Then with the K30 Pro, as that is a flagship phone from them, it's very difficult to put an LCD on a flagship phone. People want OLED when they're paying a bit more money. These are prototype units and the specs can change once they come to market, but keeping the pop-up camera and having a 60Hz display this year might be a strange move. This will be one of the cheapest Snapdragon 865 phones. Right now we don't know about the camera system or the design or fast charging either. We'll learn about that in some time. And I'm sure Realme will not be left out and they'll have something to say about this and produce some sort of rival to the K30 Pro 2. Subscribe for all the latest tech news and videos. That's it for now, but I'll see you in the next one.